hello everyone, and welcome to the Horror Snob. My name's Michael James. I am the Horror Snob. Got a great list of movies here for you today, running down another one of my forgotten favorites lists in a category that I think is just absolutely perfect for this time of year, the Office horror movie. Probably didn't even realize there was enough of them to rank out a top 5, but I've got it, and we're going to run them all down. Obviously, there are some key selections on here you're going to be familiar with, but maybe a few you're not so familiar with. Things like Exam or Inhuman Resources. Regardless of whether you're familiar with them or not, each of them is certainly worth a watch, though obviously the number one on this list has to be the priority. Before we get into all of that, we've just recently launched a project I have been eagerly anticipating for a while, the Horror Snob Hall of Fame. It's your opportunity as a lover of horror, movies, television, books, everything in our genre, in our world, to tell us which you love most, which you believe are the king of the hill, the top villains, the best final girls, the scariest movies, everything you can possibly imagine. And for your help determining who the elite of the elite are in our world of horror, you have a chance to win a 1-year free subscription to Shudder. For the bullet points on how you can participate in the Horror Snob Hall of Fame, check the description down below. There is a link provided as well for the full details. You can start today very simply by liking us on Facebook, hitting that subscribe button on our YouTube channel, and in the comment section down below, tell me which of these 5 films you like best. Now, with that being said, it's time to get into the list, and we start off today with number 5, Exam. A little-known movie to mainstream audiences, but for us as horror fans, this is one that really hit. Suspenseful, intense, and mysterious. A thriller that really leaves you on the edge, wondering what the hell is going on. Few stars you might recognize include Pollyanna McIntosh, a regular for us as horror fans who we've seen in things like Offspring, The Woman, and of course most recently, The Walking Dead. Gemma Chan is in this as well, who has not spent as much time in the realm of horror. Thriller, maybe, mystery a little bit, but most recently has been taking a few turns through the Marvel Cinematic Universe, first in Captain Marvel, and now she'll be in the upcoming Eternals. The two of them, along with a small cast of a few others, think they're going into a job interview. Little do they know, they're going to be tested in a way they never imagined possible. Locked in a dark-ass room in the heart of the building, no windows, no way out, no explanation of why. They have to figure it out and figure it all out quick because time is running out. It is a worthwhile watch, and I would highly recommend that you take the time to check it out. You can find Exam currently available on IFC or video on demand. At number 4, a movie that has 2 names that it goes by. You may have come across it as Inhuman Resources, that's what I know it as, but it's also been listed as Red Ink, R-E-D-D, referring to the primary character's last name, Redman. Like Exam, Inhuman Resources has an element of thriller to it, a mystery that has to be solved. Focusing around Redman, his belief that he was wrongly let go of by his former employers, wrongly accused of something he didn't commit, seeks the help of 6 individuals who used to work with him in the office. He didn't politely ask them if they would help him, no. He decided to capture them, chain them to their desks, and force them to work his own private little human resources department. Not really the actions of somebody who is innocent, but hey, to each their own, I guess. If you're looking for something off the wall, something you've likely missed that offers a bit more blood and guts than something like Exam, Inhuman Resources is probably the way to go. You can currently find it available for streaming on Amazon Prime. At number 3, it's Office Uprising. The first movie on our list that's just full-out Office carnage from top to bottom. A movie that's really more comedy than horror, as the premise revolves around a company. They produce an energy drink so potent that when you down it, it is mindless zombie full rampage style time. Several employees down a couple cans of this shit, lose their fucking minds, and things start to roll downhill quickly. Pretty soon, people are sticking number 2 pencils in other dudes' backs, and we're all just having a pretty good time. An excellent cast on screen, well balanced between comedy and horror, featuring Shazam himself, Zachary Levi, Jane Levy, who we'll know from the remake of Evil Dead, as well as Don't Breathe, Karan Soni, the taxicab driver from the Deadpool movies, who's done the office building carnage thing before with Office Christmas Party, and Brenton Thwaites, a dude we just talked about in pretty gross detail as the lead in Ghosts of War, a movie we ran down from top to bottom as a Fresh Frights episode not but a few weeks ago. If you missed that, you can check it out by hitting the link above. All in all, an excellent movie, an excellent cast, and one you can watch completely for free as it's a Crackle original. Get on Crackle and check it out. At number 2, Mayhem. A great movie with a solid duo leading the way all the way through. Steven Yeun from The Walking Dead and our favorite batshit crazy bombshell, Samara Weaving. God, I love that girl. She is just epic in all things she does. Bring in the bombshell crazy once again, paired up with Yoon. These two have to make their way up the mountainside, so to speak, up the corporate ladder, battling their way through crazed coworkers all the way until they get to the head boss. It's 1 part video game, 1 part office uprising, and all kinds of carnage ensues. Directed by Joe Lynch, the dude who is at the helm for things like Chillerama and Knights of Badassdom, you know that this thing is gonna have its laughs, it's gonna have its really weird situations, but it's going to be bloody and brutal as well. Another great movie that is a cannot miss. This one is a Shudder exclusive. You can find it on the Shudder platform. And if you don't have Shudder, remember there's an opportunity here to win it. All you have to do is be a subscriber to our channel, like us on Facebook, and in the comment section down below, tell us which of these 5 films you like best for a chance to win Shudder free for a year. If you do have Shudder, you do have access, and this is one of those that's been sitting in your queue a while, stop dicking around, put it on, you won't regret it. And lastly, at number 1, the one you have to have known was coming, The Belko Experiment. If Mayhem was parented by 2 different movies, it would be Office Uprising on the comedy side of things and The Belko Experiment for the horror. This thing is not a comedy, not by any stretch. It is all serious, all gore, all drama, and it is hard and intense. This thing is brutal and unrelenting when it really gets going, and it doesn't take long at all. You follow the group of people, an all-star cast, heading into work to start their day, and no sooner than they pour their first cup of coffee and say their basic hellos, the shit hits the fan, and everything is just downhill quick from there. The all-star cast, by the way, featuring people you can't possibly have missed. John Gallagher, who you'll know from maybe TV shows like Newsroom, but as horror fans, most recently from the movie Come Play. Tony Goldwyn, whose career spans decades going back to the 90s with things like Ghost. He was also in the remake of Last House on the Left. John C. McGinley, also another guy who's been around for decades, most recently for us as horror fans. You're going to recognize him as Stan from Stan vs. Evil. Written by James Gunn, the man responsible for getting us the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and who's been busy lately putting together what we hope will be a sequel better than the original with The Suicide Squad. With Adria Arjona and Melanie Diaz rounding out the cast, this is a great crew on screen, really talented people, and you've got a movie that's an absolute can't miss. And one I would wager you're not going to correctly predict from the go, which is a great thing for us as horror fans, because that is absolutely so rare anymore. You can find The Belko Experiment currently for free on Pluto TV. All right, that's going to be it for me today. One more time, I ask you to take a moment, hit that subscribe button and the bell. Stay up to date with all our reviews, rankings, and Fresh Frights posts. And don't forget to take a moment to comment down below with your vote for which is your favorite out of today's Forgotten Favorite 5 for your chance to win a free 1-year subscription to Shudder. My name's Michael James. I am the Horror Snob. As always, I thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.